This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, according to Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones, they have started the process of interviewing for their defensive coordinator vacancy. Mike Zimmer and Ron Rivera are part of the external candidates, but one name not available for them is their own passing game coordinator, Joe Whitt Jr., who was the rumored favorite in-house. He will join Dan Quinn in Washington.
This is Extra Innings with Pledger.
Truth is, I am.
The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't think.
That ball is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Appreciate everybody for rolling through this evening. I am not live from Radio Row. I'm experiencing all of the FOMO. I am not a part of the AA Best Bail Bonds Media Row coverage brought to you by Southern Recipe, Small Batch Pork Rinds, and Synergenics. I am still in my glass box of fun because, you know, somebody had to do some real honest work while we were around. While everybody else goes off and has a great time. I'm not bitter about it. Nah. Why would I be? Appreciate everybody for tapping in, whether you're listening live on 94.1 sasportstar.com or watching on our YouTube channel at SA Sports Star on our YouTube channel. Appreciate everybody for rolling through. Goldfinger 123, Miguel Martinez, Fred Villarreal, Fred Records. Appreciate all y'all. No slot machines. The best news is I can't lose money. Although, in totality, yes, I can. Because I feel like, man, I had a fantastic weekend. Not any football really on. Caught a little bit of the Senior Bowl before leaving by about halftime, I think. Watched none of the Pro Bowl. I managed to get to spend some time with my niece. She was in town, came up from Houston, part of that cheer competition that was going down in the Dome. I don't get to do stuff like that enough because she's now 15, growing up quickly, but the reaction is always still the same when they see Uncle Pledger. So that's one of those heartwarming things that never changes as you get to spend some time with them. I got to spend the entire weekend with 3 of my nieces that were in town, and I was extremely excited for the opportunity to just kind of spend the day. And it made a nice kind of mental, like I am physically exhausted. I mean, you're walking around downtown, back and forth across the Dome over and over again, carrying 130 pounds on your back and a piggyback for, you know, from the Dome to River Center Mall, which is however many miles. It's physically exhausting, but I'm emotionally recharged. So it's a beautiful thing, and I'm extremely happy I got to partake in it. As for the actual world of sports, the Dallas Cowboys are going to start their coordinator interviews, whatever you want to call what their dog and pony show they're about to go through. What was the last real search they did for a head coach or coordinator or anything for that matter, right? I look at Mike McCarthy was hired because he was already the favorite. Like it was already leaked. They want to hire Mike McCarthy. He'd been out for a year when they got rid of Jason Garrett. Mike McCarthy was the interview, and then they did the one other interview with Marvin Lewis, who is the, we're going to call you, hey, we need to interview you, but you're not going to get the job interview that you do. Before that, it was Jason Garrett, who was on the staff as the highest paid offensive coordinator in the league under Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips may have been the last legitimate coaching hire that the Dallas Cowboys went through. And if not Wade Phillips, probably Bill Parcells, where multiple candidates interviewed, and there was no, it's going to be this guy. We've just got to do the dog and pony show of 1 to 2 interviews. And that includes coordinators as well. I mean, after they moved on from Garrett, it was Kellen Moore, in-house promotion. Like, everything has been part of the family, preordained, planned, and set in stone for that. They've always had an idea of what they want in place. And this defensive coordinator interview is starting to feel very, very similar when you talk about, I don't even know who the in-house names would be, Dirty and Al Harris maybe, but the external candidates, and there's only 2 that you've heard of. It's none of the, Mike Vrabel not being tossed around, not even turned down by Mike Vrabel, none of that. And maybe it's a fear of being turned down to get the guy that you know is going to say yes. But they're interviewing Ron Rivera and Mike Zimmer. Ron Rivera has not been an actual defensive coordinator in a non-head coach capacity since the Chargers in, what was it, 2007 to 2010, before he got that Panthers job. So 2010 was the last defense he actually coordinated. That's over a decade ago. That is almost 15 years ago. Mike Zimmer was a defensive analyst on the staff at Colorado. Does anybody remember Colorado's defense this past year? Or lack thereof, I should say. It's like going out and saying you're going to hire the USC defensive coordinator for the job. But Zimmer's family, right? And that's a little bit of part of the problem. The Cowboys feel a little bit incestuous when it comes to hiring or promoting or anything that they do. There's not the 30,000 foot view, and it's okay. Look, the Texans did. They went and brought in D'Amico Ryans, who was a former player there, and changed the culture. So maybe that's what they need. Mike Zimmer's known as a hard-nosed defensive coach. And maybe he helps change the culture. Or maybe that's all they can get because Mike McCarthy is in the final year of his deal. I just look at what they're doing, and it feels like almost setting up McCarthy, and even Dak for that matter, for failure. Dependent on how the offseason goes, right? You get Dak some weapons, all of a sudden changes things. Maybe he gets a contract extension. Everything opens up offensively. But right now, I don't look at somebody that's been out of the league for 3 years and another person that hasn't actually coordinated the defense in 15 years almost as the best options available to you. Look, I am not the biggest Brandon Staley fan. And I heard RJ bring this up this morning just to inject the youth. And maybe he's an awful head coach, but a great coordinator. I'm not a huge Staley guy. He did very little, even with the defense that he had in LA that netted him the job across the locker room with the Chargers. He did a lot. He did enough with a ton of talent to win a Super Bowl, which parlayed him into a head coaching gig. I don't know how I've got a pretty good pulse of how most Cowboy fans are feeling because they're very distraught with what feels like the direction of the Dallas Cowboys over the last 3 months, 2 months since the calendar flipped to December, basically. It's going to be very, very difficult to win back the fans. I don't think it'll be difficult. I misspoke. You're going to have to work to regain the fans' trust this time, it feels like. This feels like almost apathy, and apathy is a hard thing to return from. And Cowboy fans finally feel like they've had enough, right? And so with that, you're going to have to earn it back. And that's going to be through free agency. That's going to be through what you do leading into the season. And how you make good on your promise. Whether it's your promise of going all in, whether it's your promise of doing everything in your power to win a title, whether it's your promise that you love the fans, other than the fact that you've just got a ton of them and you make more money than any other franchise in professional sports. Correct me if I'm wrong, because Cowboy fans, I don't want to speak for you, but it feels like you finally had enough when it comes to Jerry Jones and the promises and the double talk and all of the headline grabbing over substantive football on the field. To me, it's about time you show the fans. Show the fans you mean business. Show them that they need to buy back in. And I believe they'll come. But I think they're getting fed up with the same old, same old. We're going to draft. We're not going to do anything else. We're going to get bargain basement free agent additions that hopefully one of them pops for us. And we're going to ride with our own guys. And doing something different may be something as simple as Dak and McCarthy are going to play it out this year on the final years of their deal. Maybe that's the difference. To where you're like, all right, before I give you, Mike McCarthy, an extension, or you, Dak Prescott, $60 million, you're going to go earn it. Because now that you've waited till Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts all got their deals, there's not another quarterback coming up that's really going to reset the market in the same way the previous ones did. And that's part of the problem with Jerry Jones, is it feels with contracts, they're always last to the table. They're never first in line. And that hurt them with Dak twice. Luckily, they got in line with Trayvon Diggs and did something ahead of time. Maybe that is the start, this training camp, of them doing a new thing to where they're able to get in front of things finally. Because if you're going to get in front of things, you got to get in front of Micah's deal and you got to get in front of CD's deal, especially CD's deal, because there are other big receivers that are going to reset the market multiple times. You're going to want to get that one done before Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase or some of the other elite receivers in the league get their deal done. But show us something, Jerry. Show us it's different. I believe the fan base deserves that. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger. Joining you live from the Glass Box of Fun. No, not in Las Vegas. Not at Media Row. Not at Best Bail Bonds Radio Row. Brought to you by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds and Synergenics. But I do have interviews from Radio Row just for you, in case you missed them earlier in the show. Like the one manager Thomas Dimitrioff that the Blitz did a little bit earlier today. It was fantastic. Thomas Dimitrioff is one of my favorite listens as an interview, and he talks about the working with the Joneses or lack thereof when it comes to making a deal within the league and how those deals come to fruition. We'll discuss next right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM and sasportstar.com.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
Wade Phillips joining us here in studio on the Blitz.
But, you know, a lot of Cowboy fans like to blame Jerry Jones for the problems because he is the GM. Is he a football guy? Does he know a lot of football?
Oh, yeah. No, he played football. He played on a winning team. He's been the general manager the whole time. And look at how much success they've had. And we're mad at him for 12 games every year, but, you know, because they lost the playoff game. But, no, he's into football.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Okay, if you love playing fantasy sports like I do, take it to the next level with Prize Picks. It's the #1 daily fantasy sports app. This is Rob Thompson, and right now, with the big game around the corner, NBA in full swing, there's no better way to get into the action than with Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projections on a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's that easy. You can turn $10 into $250 just like that in 2 taps. I love the easy gameplay, the quick withdrawals, and huge selection of players, the stat options, and more. And check this out. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy platform with injury perfection insurance. It'll keep you in the game even if one of your players isn't. It's great. Over 7 million sports fans have already signed up, and I'm one of them. So join me and watch your favorite players and get paid doing it right now. Just download the Prize Pick app and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO on Prize Picks for your first deposit. And they'll match up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.
Hey, Mark, remember, getting help from Progressive is so easy. You can use the mobile app, chat with us online, or call us.
And you pick now to tell me.
I couldn't miss Little Grace's ballet recital. Oh, thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Did I?
Because you know I'm always here for you.
Yeah. I can use the mobile app if I need help. Sorry, you're in my wife's seat, though?
Oh, yeah, I gotta go anyway. Tell Grace she nailed her chassé.
Get the help you need from Progressive with our mobile app, online chat, or over the phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Sick and tired of achy joints? Dread the idea of surgery? You need to call QC Kinetics today. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star. Listen, the state of healthcare is always changing. The old ideas like steroids and surgery are no longer your only options. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative and non-surgical drug-free treatments that deliver lasting results. Knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, pain from arthritis or injury. Don't let this pain keep you from living your best life. QC Kinetics' advanced state-of-the-art treatments harness and direct your body's natural ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. This is a revolutionary approach that can get you long-term relief with no downtime. Make 2024 the year you reclaim your mobility, reclaim your independence, walk, run, play, and live without the danger and trauma of surgery and without harmful drugs. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
The venue's set. Families coming in from all over. It's our quinceañera. With all the excitement, it may be easy to overlook COVID-19. It's still a risk, and that's why it's muy importante to get this season's COVID-19 shot ahead of time. It helps protect against COVID-19, which can cause severe illness and hospitalization. So let's set the date, vaccinate, and celebrate. Learn about a vaccine option and book this season's updated COVID-19 shot today at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate, or hiring someone to move your piano instead of doing it yourself. So do things the better way. Bundle home and auto and save up to 25%.
Bundled save by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
We're in the studio right now with Jose Rios from the Gomez Law Firm. Jose, tell us a little about Gomez Law.
Number one priority is to let the people know that we are a law firm that's been part of this community for almost 50 years. You know, Mr. Gomez, he's been a practicing attorney here since 1973. He's born and raised here in San Antonio, done nothing but help out personal injury victims for almost half a century. It's very important that we get that out to the San Antonio community, because a lot of these attorneys like to come in here and act like they're from here, but you know, they're all out of towners. They don't know what goes on here. They really don't know.
If you have been injured in an accident, injured at work, or hit by a company vehicle, don't take on the big insurance companies by yourself. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere. And remember, Gomez Law fights.
If you have been injured in an accident, injured at work, or hit by a company vehicle, the first place you need to go is joegomezlaw.com.
Is the IRS making you feel anxious? Do you have multiple years of unfiled taxes or owe more than $8,000? The tax attorneys at Allies Tax Relief specialize in problems like yours, and they're ready to negotiate your fresh start. Don't go another year fearing the IRS. Allies Tax Relief will stop the IRS from garnishing your wages or levying your bank account. You only pay if you qualify for their services, so why wait? Call 800-280-4184 today. That's 800-280-4184.
Hey, poker players, the Big Blind is open. With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. Whether you are seeking high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Rue Pub, offers daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 in Redland Road.
Welcome back to Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Appreciate everybody for rolling through tonight. The Dallas Cowboys. Got a couple of texts during the break about different people saying how they have no hope for Dallas. That's fair. To be fair, I got that way with the Houston Texans up until this year. The right coach, quarterback moves, showing that you care, those at least can reinvigorate a fan base. Which is why I say, Jerry, show me something. Because the Houston Texans did it with their words. They went out and got, Houston's second son, D'Amico Ryans, captain. Got a lot of fans in the city had respect for. A lot of guys, the people in that locker room have respect for. And he was arguably one of, if not the most sought-after coaching candidate of that cycle. And then they doubled down on that, got their quarterback of the future, and then tripled down on it and traded up and got their defensive end, pass rusher, game wrecker of the future. Plus, they spent a bunch in free agency and brought in a whole, they turned over the entire roster. And y'all remember me after the draft I was very high. I was very bullish on the Texans. Sight unseen. This could have been like the Spurs with Wemby. I bought in a little too soon, but I didn't. They proved me right, in a sense. But as it pertains to the Dallas Cowboys, it feels like Groundhog Day. I know we just went past it, but same day, different stuff, right? Everybody has this narrative of Jerry the Gambler. He's going to go out and get this guy that's going to change the whole. Since when? When was the last time Jerry did something like that? Brandon Carr? Now, this past weekend, or different, went out and made a trade for Brandon Cooks, went out and acquired Stephon Gilmore. Savvy moves. Did it on his timeline, though. And Jerry making a deal, or Steven making a deal, or the Cowboys front office making a deal. Let's put it like that. Let's encompass the entire basket as one singular entity. Jerry, Steven, Will McClay. It's a brain thing. And I do believe that that's how that entire front room operates. As a matter of fact, Thomas Dimitroff, who was on with the Blitz a little bit earlier this afternoon, you can check it out on our YouTube channel or our audio vault powered by AA Best Bail Bonds. He specifically said when he called to talk to the Cowboys about any kind of deal whatsoever, he always talked with Steven. I don't think that would surprise a lot of people that follow the Cowboys closely, right? Didn't surprise me when I heard him say it. Goldfinger123 is asking about a Tony Pollard interview. There will be Tony Pollard, but it will be later in the week as I look for you. He'll be joining R&R at some point this week. Forgive me, I don't know off the top of my head exactly what day it is. Wednesday. It'll be Wednesday, Thursday that they have Tony Pollard. So there will be a Tony Pollard interview. Free agent, impending free agent Tony Pollard, who is coming off the franchise tag and what I would assume is an underwhelming season for all involved. L. Holt says, we're getting Mike Evans and Saquon Barkley. I think you mean the Houston Texans. Maybe. I don't know if they blow it all on two pieces or a bunch of pieces the way they did last year in free agency. One big piece and some ancillary pieces. Would you be more happy with Mike Evans or would you be more happy with Chris Jones? 6 and 1, half a dozen in the other Holtz. I mean, it's going to come down to what they value, what they place value in, what the perceived value of things is for them. Because Mike Evans, older guy, looking for a lot of money, getting into his 30s. You're just waiting for wherever that bridge is. And I understand that, dude, all he does is 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. But Tank Dell looks promising. Nico Collins look really good too. It'd be great to have a third, but I don't know if you have to overpay for that third right now. Or if you need a third like a Tyler Boyd that is a little bit cheaper, but extremely good at what they do. I'm using Boyd as an example. Hunter Renfrow is rumored to be a cut candidate. There are a bunch of different players. Or if you go look at a guy like a Brennan Rice, Jerry Rice's kid in the draft. He looks like he's built and plays the same way that Robert Woods does. And that's very important to this Slowick offense. And Saquon, I get, needs some help in the running game. Dameon Pierce ain't it. Hopefully you can trade him, get something for it. Michael Gallup says Goldfinger 123. Could be a free agent at the end of the year. Or at the beginning of the offseason. Cowboys need to make space. His contract allows them to save quite a bit of it. Right? So it just comes down to where it goes for the Texans and where they feel like they should allocate their money best. I think a game-wrecking defensive tackle is hard to find. Yeah. That's a nice little puzzle piece to add to that team. Re-signing a Sheldon Rankins, being able to bring back Jonathan Grenard on the outside. Like, don't forget, the Texans have a ton of free agents. They've got their own problems that they're going to have to allocate money towards. And one of those things that they may want to get in front of in terms of a contract, Nico Collins. Do you allocate the money towards Nico Collins, or do you go get a Mike Williams? Holtz is hellbent. Evans and CJ. I get it. I wouldn't be mad at it by any stretch of the imagination. Don't get me wrong. But the passing game works. I want to protect CJ. And you do that with a healthy offensive line. Maybe draft some depth there. Add some depth in free agency, whatever it may be. But I like where your head's at with Saquon. And there are a bevy of running backs that could be available this offseason that could fit well in this zone scheme, running scheme that Bobby Slowick implements. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM and SASportsStar.com. Coming up next, we're talking about CJ Stroud. Well, a man who's covered the Texans a lot over the years, former CBS analyst, former NFL safety, now with SiriusXM, Solomon Wilcots. He spoke very, very glowingly of CJ and the Texans, and also gave his thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys and what they're doing at defensive coordinator earlier today on the Blitz. We'll listen to Solomon Wilcots live from Media Row in Las Vegas as part of our AA Best Bail Bonds Media Row coverage, live from Vegas, brought to you in part by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds and Synergenics. That's all coming up right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, day 2 of Media Row. We'll look at what went down on the big media night. What was crazy? Who'd we see? Lots to report on.
The Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator situation continues to be fascinating. We have some thoughts, and we want the brigade bright and early with us at 6 a.m. to start. Bring the coffee and maybe a donut or two. We're ready to roll. We huddle up at 6.
Now, during Staples Print Big Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more, up to $100. Ends 2/10. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
When something happens to your car, you might say, but what you really need to say is something that can actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And just like that, State Farm is there to help you file your claim right on the State Farm mobile app. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Febreze. Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleans are nice, but in between, you know I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
Attention all homeowners, do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass? Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just call 800-NEW-WINDOWS for your free consultation on top quality, affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Call 800-NEW-WINDOWS right now. Don't wait. Call 800-NEW-WINDOWS. 800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Hey, what's up? I'm Elle Duncan, host of the Elle Duncan Show. If you're looking for a podcast that gives you a little bit about a lot and a lot about nothing, you've come to the right place. There's pop culture, there's sports, really anything that we find particularly interesting that you're talking about on social media. And oh yeah, I do it with this guy named Gary Streisky, who's a homie.
Hey, Elle, what's going on? Thanks for the mention. Can I get on the graphic now?
No. Follow and listen to the Elle Duncan Show wherever you get your podcasts.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
Tax day is coming.
Oh, no.
But if you sign up for Robinhood Gold's IRA with a 3% match, you can get up to $195 for the 2023 tax year.
Oh, yeah.
Sign up at Robinhood.com/boost by tax day to get the biggest contribution match on the market. Subscription fees apply.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires gold for 1 year from first match. Must keep IRA for 5 years. Robinhood Financial, LLC, member SIPC.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon on my new home, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back to Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, SASportsStar.com. What's happening, everybody? The Biomex wondering, no Vegas? Nah. Somebody's actually got to do the real work around here, right? Oh, man. El Holtz, love you too, man. Look, we may disagree on their need for a big-time wide receiver in Houston. And I'm, like I said, wouldn't be mad if they did. Wouldn't get mad about it. Because right now, Casario and D'Amico, I trust. Whatever they need, I get it. Alexandra, what's going on, YouTubers? Appreciate it by rolling through tonight. Look, when you talk about the Texans, the future is bright. And a guy who's called a ton of Texans games, Solomon Wilcots for CBS, now working for SiriusXM Radio, former NFL safety, has a unique perspective on covering the Texans as much as he had in his time with CBS. And he looked at him and was asked to basically compare CJ Stroud to see if there was a comparison that he felt comfortable with.
Wow. I don't think there's any comparison. I'm serious. I mean, I think what we're seeing from him, think about the movement in the pocket, the high football IQ, throwing the ball with great accuracy. He's doing things that we've never seen a young quarterback do. 191 consecutive pass attempts without throwing an interception. By the time it's all said and done, only 5 interceptions on the season. And just lacing it. I remember, what was it, the 75 yards touchdown strike early in the game against Cleveland. This is the playoffs. Nobody's supposed to be playing like this as a rookie in the postseason. And he's just lacing it down the field. I think I told Todd Haley, who works with us on Sirius XM NFL Radio, I said that touchdown pass to Nico Collins was like a javelin.
Yeah.
I mean, the trajectory it was on, the accuracy that it was on, the defense didn't stand a chance, and he just carved them up that day. We've never seen a rookie quarterback get off to this kind of start, and particularly to go from worst to first within a division and then get to the playoffs and not teeter out. He goes and wins it when he gets to the postseason. I just thought it was one of the best rookie seasons by a quarterback that we've ever seen.
Solomon Wilcots of XFM, Sirius XM Radio on the Blitz earlier today, live from Radio Row, our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage, presented by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds and Synergenics. And the fact that he mentioned how quickly the turnaround was for Houston, because they were in the depths. And he talked about how they got it to turn around as quickly as they were able to overnight.
It starts with an attitude, right?
Yeah.
And what that attitude is, the attitude of belief. You got to, to take that organization and at the end of the day, coming in, I don't know that anyone gave them a chance of winning 8 games, 7 games, right? If you'd have won 7, you would have thought, it wasn't bad.
Good season.
You would have taken it. But no, they go beyond that. I remember after the Bengals game, and I watched carefully, the team gathered around him, and he said to the players, you beat a very good team today. He said, and then that's because, and he pointed at them, and they all said in unison, because we're a good team. Now I said, uh-oh. I said, that's a dangerous team right there, because he's already instilled in. He just gave them the cue for them to say what he had taught them to say.
Yeah,
we're not shocked that we beat a good team because we're a good team, and I'm thinking that's a dangerous club right there. And sure enough, it proved out in November, December. They went on to beat some other good football teams, and now I just think they have the elixir. They have all the ingredients to really continue to be a great team, because they're only going to continue to get better.
I was Solomon Wilcots earlier today. If you missed any of it, make sure to go check it out in our audio vault, AA Best Bail Bonds audio vault. Everything's up there currently. And you can also just go to our SA Sports Star YouTube channel, rewind, find things within the flow of the show. Look, the future is bright for the Houston Texans, and Texans fans like myself are very excited about it. That's the way that San Antonio Spurs fans felt for a small period of time until we've actually seen them on the court. And then we get this nugget from Don Harris over the weekend that really shed some light on what may be the biggest issues within the San Antonio Spurs currently as they get set to head out on their 9-game rodeo road trip. We'll discuss what those shortcomings may be coming up next, right here on San Antonio Sports Star. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 and SASportsStar.com.
The Sports Star boys are in Vegas for the big game.
Remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Robin, RJ, and Jason and Joe are in Sin City and Radio Row for the big game, with security provided by AA Best Bail Bonds.
Let's go to Vegas. We'll all get drunk and
Woo! I think you gonna get away with it. Not up in here.
Not up in here.
Powered by AA Best Bail Bonds, Synergenics, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Nothing says I love you like romantic, timeless jewelry. Even better when you can save an extra 20%. Right now at Diamonds Direct, all fashion favorite jewelry is 20% off. That's earrings, bracelets, pendants, bands, colored gemstone jewelry. Get 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices. Special financing too. Get her something she can enjoy and appreciate for years to come. A fashion favorite from Diamonds Direct. Shop in-store or online at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
We are down to the big game in the football season, and you could still play along at Underdog Fantasy. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. I love playing the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy, where you pick between 2 and 5 players and select whether they will go higher or lower their predicted stats. And if your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money in a single night. It is a fantasy game that is legal in Texas and certainly makes watching the games a lot more fun. Get in the game now. Go to their easy-to-use mobile app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100 and you're ready for the big game. Plus, they'll give you a special pickup higher than a half total yards to use on your first pick'em entry. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code STAR. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Attention all homeowners, do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just call 800-NEW WINDOWS for your free consultation on top quality, affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Call 800-NEW WINDOWS right now. Don't wait. Call 800-NEW WINDOWS. 800-NEW WINDOWS.
Super Bowl 58 in Vegas is set. It's the Chiefs and Niners. Hear it right here on your exclusive home for the Super Bowl. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I appreciate everybody for rolling along with me this evening as I take you up to 7 o'clock. Just a few more minutes here as we get you going after our first day out Media Row in Las Vegas. What a great first day it was, too. Actually got a lot going, though. So it's very, very, very fun. It's going to ramp up. Some of the guests they are going to have Robbie Gould tomorrow, Sean Merriman, Dan Marino, Jalen Hyatt, Daryl Johnston, Ed McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, Jordan Addison, Mike Gollett, Mike Lombardi, Emmett Smith, Kevin Harlan, Brandon Cooks, and Stephon Gilmore, Mark Schleris, Bruce Smith, Lee Steinberg, just to name a few. It's going to be one heck of a week. Don Harris had a very, very, very interesting tweet over the weekend and pertains to the Spurs loss in which they would fall to what game was before Cleveland? But they lose in a buzzer beater of sense. And it was very interesting to see what Don Harris had tweeted out because it perfectly, I think, sums up exactly what we're all feeling, right? Don Harris said, Devin Vassell's post-game comments lead me to believe that he still thinks he's the Spurs Batman and Wemby is the Robin instead of the other way around. Pop said the preference would have been to throw it to the rim and let Wemby go dunk it. The play was drawn up to do just that. Vassell said, quote, I was open, so I took it. The bigger concern is that he said he would do it again every single time. No shot attempts by Vic in the final 7 minutes. Still mind-boggling to me. And it's mind-boggling to me, too. And when I see that comment from Devin Vassell, and context over reading something versus hearing it, it's just not a good look because Devin Vassell, like open, he was 30 feet. It was a good 4 or 5 feet behind the line when he took that shot. You needed 1 to tie, 2 to win. So with Wemby rolling to the bucket, you get it to Wemby, he dunks it. The Spurs can win that game. Which starts to lead me in the direction of nobody's untouchable. Nobody's untouchable. And that includes Devin Vassell. As much as I like Devin. Holtz was against Cleveland. Right. The Cleveland game. Nobody's untouchable at this point. Because they don't get it. They all think that they need to be the number one. And it's not that. It's just not anymore. I wish that were a better way to do this. But at this point, trade deadline just a few days away, I start shopping. And it is the easiest thing for me to start moving people. Get what I can for Keldon, Devin, anybody that doesn't understand what this is. And there are other things that can be true at the same time. Wemby may need to seize control of the locker room, but to me, I've seen enough, and it's time to start looking at how to best fit pieces around Wemby instead of making the pieces that are around Wemby fit. This has been Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger. Thank you all for joining me. Don't forget, Radio Row coverage starts bright and early tomorrow morning with the Morning Huddle. Rob and RJ get you going in the morning at 6. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
When was the last time you went to the dentist? Need a new dentist? Hi, Jason Minix here. Go see my dentist at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. Smile Structure can handle all your dentistry needs, from general dentistry to oral surgery, orthodontics for the kids, or Invisalign for adults. Mention this ad, get a free exam and x-rays. Veteran owned with 5 San Antonio area locations. Learn more and book an appointment online at smilestructure.com. That's smilestructure.com.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagle. You know, now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail, who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year. Call Steven Roofing. 50994. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0.